Let's think about the public education system. Public education is one of the really great creations of the American polity. Our system of public education is deeply embedded in that Republican idea, and it's almost like the Western frontier. Jefferson's idea that everybody should be a free citizen with their own land, to be independent, and that requires a certain kind of property, a certain kind of opportunity. And the idea of the frontier, the idea that there was room for people to have farms, is deeply embedded in this Republican idea that is closely tied to education as well. And in fact, the Northwest Ordinance, the piece of legislation that really envisions the settlement of the frontier at the very beginning of the Republic, makes provision for public education as a fundamental part of the American political order. And education at the same time is an ideal of the Republican citizen, that to have effective citizens, people must have an education, that if they're going to be free, that they require a certain kind of training, a certain kind of preparation. So let's think about the way our education system functions today. And let's focus specifically on college, on higher education, because it's poised in the American system between our free and compulsory system of common education and more private systems. You can choose or not choose to go to college. It's subsidized. We have public educational institutions, but there are also a number of private educational institutions. And so let's ask, what are the purposes of our system of higher education? Is it, one, to create a fair equality of opportunity? Does everybody deserve to go to college because it's sort of like getting a free farm? It's your foundation to succeed in a post-industrial world? Is it, two, to cultivate virtue, to train people morally, to be the kinds of citizens who can think and reason morally, who are courageous, who are thoughtful, the kinds of virtuous individuals that we would like to inhabit our democracy? So is the cultivation of virtue the purpose of a college education? And thirdly, is it a meritocratic education? In other words, is there a certain justification for the way we administer higher education in that it sorts people according to merit? That it's a way of saying, look, some people are going to get highly paying jobs. Some people are going to get into top law firms. Some people are going to get into medical school and become doctors and receive lots of money. And frankly, we need to sort these people out. It's not a lottery. We don't choose people to be doctors based simply on the number that they draw in a lottery. Instead, we choose people for these professions by only letting them in through our system of education. Certain colleges are more restrictive than others. Not just anyone can come to the University of Oklahoma. Certain postgraduate institutions are even more selective. Law school and medical school are even harder to get into. And is that the way it should be? Should we allow people to be sorted by a higher education system? Does that in any way contradict the ideal of equal opportunity? Why or why not?